This is really what I find people are not sharing enough, is this aspect where it's like, okay, so you do the jump. What happens if you get there and you're finding that you're all alone? All the people that you knew in your life are gone. You have everything you thought you wanted, but it's not fulfilling. Or even what if you get it and then you lose it just as easily as you got it? Welcome back, and welcome if you're new. My name is Naomi Sarah. And today we are going to go deep into quantum leaps and what they are, how you can do them, and I'm going to share some of my experiences and some things I think you might need to know before you decide to do it on your own. So if you're interested, keep watching. I feel like this is a concept that goes to anything mindset, anything manifesting, anything in this realm where we are trying to change where we are in the world, who we are, and, invite more of our desires into our lives. There's a lot of things that we need to work on within ourselves before we can truly and wholeheartedly take these things in that we're asking for and live them and appreciate them and really have it make sense. This is what I want to get into in this video. Really, this is the meat of this topic for me, is really understanding who you are before you quantum leap and who you will be after. I think it's really important to understand that we are energetic beings. Our bodies, although they're physical, they are just what is allowing us to experience life. We have our five senses. This is what helps us move through the 3D. And I saw a really great example in another video where the person was comparing that to you driving in a car. Another really great example that I love, that I really play with in my day-to-day life, is you're the director, you're the writer of your life. You are watching yourself do all these things. Everyone in your life is like a character, and you're just playing that role so well that you truly believe it. And even behind that is just understanding that we have so much power over what we experience, over who's in our lives, over what we feel we desire and what we are worthy of. And that shows up every single day in what we say to ourselves and what we expect the world to give us, and what we expect for ourselves and what we're willing to do, to put up with, to not put up with. That is where that all comes into play. So to me, I think it's very, very, very important to understand that fact. First and foremost is that we are energetic beings. That means that we are connected to everything around us. And wanting to shift into a new dimension, it's as if that is already us. It's already within us. We are already living in that dimension. We are just not there, mentally, or that's not what is being reflected back to us in our environment, in our lives. So all that to say, we really do have so much power in what we are living and what we're experiencing and in quantum leaping. It seems like such a difficult concept to understand, and it seems like it's something that's very hard to achieve. But all that to say, we are energetic beings. We have so much power over what's showing up in our lives, over who we are. But we often give that power away by, taking in what society tells us and accepting all of these labels that are placed on us, going as far back as to before we were born, right? We decided to come to Earth in this life to experience what it is that your life has been up to this point and even going forward. So in that, we really have to take ourselves out. Well, I don't want to say take ourselves out of the equation, but, we have to realize that every single thing that's going on in our lives, we signed up for, regardless of whether it's the best thing or the worst thing. There's a reason that we came, that we chose this path in this life. And I feel like, no, I don't feel like, I believe we all have our own missions in this life. We all have our own things that we were meant to experience, to go through, to learn from. And each of those experiences that we've had throughout our lives, whether they're good or bad, are giving us that chance to make a decision based off of what happened to us. We get to choose what we do with those moments. And some people are not going to do anything with that, and that's okay. Maybe that's what they decided to do, is just to experience, not to do anything with that, but just to be. Some people go through these experiences that lead them to these spiritual awakenings or to these deeper understandings of their lives, and they want to know more. They have questions. They want to get to like the reasoning behind. And I feel like I'm one of those people because when I had my experience, I just needed to understand why. So I went deep into learning all about astrology, learning about human design, gene keys, just every single thing that could explain to me why things happened to me the way that they did. And in that, I was able to understand that it's all happening for me. This is all a part of my purpose, of my life's path and my journey. And it's up to me to decide what happens after. It's up to me to decide who I want to be, how I want to show up, and how I'm going to share that or not share it. So I feel like that's very key. Something that no one ever talks about is that we are actually in control of our lives. We have the power to change things if we want to. And you might not want to, and that's okay too. I guess I should say these are all my opinions. So if something doesn't resonate with you, just let it go. If it doesn't feel like it fits, then it's not for you, and that's totally okay. But if it is for you, you'll know that, you've experienced something similar and you get where I'm coming from. So yeah, I'm saying that now. I probably will not say that again, but I just want to share that before people start saying some crazy things in the comments. Yeah, I feel like once you grasp that aspect, it becomes really easy to shift into different realities without having so much attachment to what we're asking for. We are able to accept something that might be even better than we could have imagined because we haven't seen it yet. So that's another really key thing that you should know if you want to quantum leap. And a bit later in the video, I am going to share a few ways that I've quantum leaped, and I'm going to share my experience with you. And then I'm going to tell you some things that you really need to pay attention to be careful of before you decide to quantum leap. And of course, it's your decision if you want to do it or not. It's your life. To me, I say, well, not to me, for me, I always say that if you're doing something and it comes from your heart, then go for it. It's meant for you. It's something that you are meant to experience and get your perspective on. So yeah, just because I'm saying these things doesn't mean you have to do them. Take them in, do what you want with them. It's all information. Let's get into how you actually do a quantum leap. So there are so many methods that you can do. There's meditations, you can visualize, you can do acting as if you're already there. There's also scripting for those who have a hard time doing visualizations. And there's also a really cool method called the 2-cup method, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm going to try and I'm going to give you my feedback on it. Another really great method is using crystals. So for me, I've done meditations and I've used crystals. And it's actually really funny. I wanted to show you guys the crystals that I used, but one of them is missing. And if you know anything about crystals, then, sometimes they'll disappear. The other crystal I was using for quantum leaping broke in half. So I know I'm done with that one. I shouldn't be using it anymore. It's done what it needed to do. It got me from where I was to where I wanted to be. And I will share that story with you as well, just a bit later. But yeah, there are tons of really great guided meditations on YouTube. Honestly, I'm thinking of creating one myself and putting it up So if that's something you would like, leave a comment, let me know, and then I will get to that and make one for everyone to use. Visualization practices. So this one is really cool. There are so many ways that you can visualize yourself quantum leaping, but I'm going to share 2 that I really, really like with you. And so the first one is seeing the universe as all of these different roads, all of these different paths. And on each road is a different version of yourself. It could be in a different timeline, it could be in a different dimension, but they all lead to different versions of you. And you get to decide which one you want to choose. I would say the very key thing about this is to affirm and to be very clear with yourself as you visualize this, that any road that you take will be leading you to your greatest self, will be leading you to your highest version of yourself. Whatever it is that you want to gain, or like whichever version of yourself that you want to get to, affirm that any road that I take is going to lead me to that. And that will reduce a lot of resistance. It will reduce a lot of fear that you're not making the right choice. It'll just make it very easy and very effortless. And I would also suggest being open, staying flexible, and not being so stuck or rigid in the dimension you're trying to get to, okay? Anytime you manifest, anytime you say your intention, always make sure to say this or something better. This or something that would serve me better, make sure you're not getting stuck so that if something better is coming along, you're not going to miss out on it. Whatever is yours always, but we can slow ourselves down. So that's a really great trick that you should do if you're choosing to visualize. Yeah, another version that I really love is to remind yourself of all of the power that you already have, all of the power that you had to create your current reality, and visualize yourself creating whatever new reality it is that you want to get to. And as you're visualizing this, I want you to feel how you would feel if you were there. Feel that energy surging through your body, and as you feel it, say, I have the power to create this. I have the power to be in this dimension, in this, and whatever it is that you're calling in. I really love that trick. I kind of tweaked it from a really amazing book called Busting Loose from the Money Game. So yeah, if you haven't read that, definitely get it. It's an amazing book. That's another version. That's another way that you can quantum leap. Acting as if is a really great way as well. It's almost like using the law of assumption to already act as if you are in that other dimension, in that other timeline that you were trying to get to. So if you want to learn a bit more about that, definitely do some research. Look up Neville Goddard. He's not really great. He's like the person for the law of assumption. And there are so many amazing free resources on YouTube, or even just by doing Google searches. There is so much information out there for you to learn from, but that is something that I do recommend. And again, if you're having a hard time visualizing, if it's not your thing, try scripting. So that is where you just write out what it is that you want to be. You're writing out your life as if you're already there. So it's almost like the acting as if, but you're writing instead of using your mind to visualize. You can also just try as you're writing, try to visualize yourself in that state already. Another really great method is to, hold on. This incense is going nuts. Let me get it out of the camera. All right. Another really great method is to do the 2-cup method. You literally take 2 cups, put your current reality and your desired reality onto 2 sticky notes or like pieces of paper. You put them on the 2 cups, and then you visualize as you pour the water from one to the other. And as you do that, you visualize, you really feel how you would feel doing that. So a lot of these methods have visualizing and feeling as if, really feeling the emotions in your body, feeling that energy of who it is that you want to be. Emotions, energy, it holds so much weight in manifesting and becoming different versions of yourself. If you were like me before, where you couldn't quite even understand like what you were feeling, or you were feeling very numb, then I would really invite you to do some inner work, do some shadow work, and see what is blocking you from feeling those emotions. And really start to just, throughout the day, stop, pause, notice how you're feeling, what you're feeling, and what's causing those emotions, what's causing you to feel that way. And as you start to be more self-aware and to really start going inwards, by doing that, you are able to shift your outer world a lot easier with a lot more precision. Emotions are key. Energy is key. Energy is everything. Don't say I didn't tell you. The last method that I'm going to share with you today is using crystals. So for me, I have quantum leaped using moldavite. There are so many other crystals that you can use, like Lemurian quartz, and that's my quartz that went missing. I have no idea where it is, but I really hope I find it again. You can also use time link quartz, citrine, emerald, raspberry, grossular garnet. Hold on. Some of these are kind of hard to pronounce, but you can also use datolite. Okay. Don't hate me if I said that wrong. You can use obsidian, agni-manatite, calcite, moonstone, and ammonite. Those are some of the different ways that you can quantum leap. And of course, you can try them out, be playful with them, see which one works best for you, which one is the easiest and feels the most aligned with you, and see, just record your results. Do it like an experiment. Don't make it anything too heavy, too scary. Just play with it and see what you get, and then leave a comment below. Let me know how your experience was. One day I just realized oh my gosh, I have everything that I was wanting, and it clicked that I successfully quantum leaped.